qui représentent les différents pays. Alors, la première personne que je vais inviter comme experte qui va traiter de la première thématique, observation des océans. Elle est experte du changement climatique et du développement durable auprès de la Banque africaine pour le développement. Elle intervient sur le thème changement climatique, océans et sécurité alimentaire. J'invite Madame Balkis Osman à prendre la parole. Merci.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished representatives, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to address you on behalf of the African Development Bank and to shed light on the impact and linkages between climate change, oceans and marine environment, and also try to draw some recommendations from the bank work and from the work by other scientific communities and partners. And we all know that climate change can have a very negative impact on water ecosystem in general. I am going to mention few examples of the changes that will impact particularly the oceans and marine environment. But I'm not going to continue with the impacts because we would like to see solutions as well. The high temperature, especially the extreme temperature, will impact the marine environment and coral reef ecosystems that are home to rich marine biodiversity and provide crucial source of food for people. This will lead to migration of various species, born war, and a large-scale redistribution of global marine fish catch. The potential decrease estimated at 40% in the tropics, but there may be an increase in the high latitude regions. Also, more aggressive species and invasive species will be coming towards the Mediterranean area. The high temperature will also lead to ice melting, and this will lie in coastal areas. The changes in the quantity and timing of water flows will also affect the abundance and diversity of species, especially during the dry seasons. The changing in the chemistry of seawater, since the ocean absorbs 30% of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and with higher levels of carbon dioxide, we expect to have more acidification that can dissolve the calcium carbonate shells of marine species, such as the coral, lobsters, crabs, and some planktons. These are very important to the life and well-being of the oceans. In addition, I think one of the most important impact of climate change is on food security. It is an additional stress. And we know that millions of people depend on healthy oceans for their livelihoods and billions for their food. Yet overfishing, pollution, habitat destruction have had devastating consequences on marine ecosystems and biodiversity they support. These pressures will be aggravated by climate change. This will affect 3 billion people who rely on fish as their chief food or source of protein globally. In an ocean warming scenario of over 1.5 degrees centigrade, and this is of course the target of Paris Agreement, that the increase in temperature should not exceed 1.5 degrees centigrade. The global catch potential is projected to decrease by over 3 million tons for every additional degree of warming. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, highlighted that climate change has direct and indirect impacts on the 4 dimensions of food security: the availability of food, accessibility, both economically and physically, utilization and stability. The impacts are particularly high for the most vulnerable countries and populations. And we know that Africa contains some of the highly vulnerable countries in the world. And the IPCC also states that 4 out of the 8 key risks induced by climate change have direct impacts for food security. These are the loss of rural livelihoods and income, loss of marine and coastal ecosystems and livelihoods, loss of terrestrial and inland water ecosystems, and the breakdown of food systems. Moreover, climate change will have a broader impact on food security through its effects on trade flows, food markets and price stability. This will bring new challenges to human life and health. So now we would like to have some recommendation that can be seen as solutions.